Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. It's been just a little bit since I've received anything from Vosteed, but I did receive a box today. I have not opened it yet. I don't know what it is, but it's heavy, which is a little bit out of character for Vosteed, so I'm excited to get into it and see what's going on. Thank you so much to Vosteed for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right, so do we have any indications? We have this, P1902, P1902 //. All right, we get a little seal there. Let's open it up, and let's see what we've got. Sometimes... just about ate my finger. Sometimes it's heavy because of the packaging, and sometimes it's because of the knife, and sometimes it's a little bit of both. Sometimes there we go. All right, so a little bit of it is the weight of the packaging. Here we have what I assume to be a premium Vosteed. Did I say I'll link it down below? I honestly can't remember. If it's available, I'll link it down below. Yeah, okay. Oh, you know what? This could be part of it. Good Lord. What is going on here? All right. Here's a huge, what looks like a backspacer and two gigantic bearing washers, I guess. Okay. Very intrigued now. This pouch is not nearly as okay, but here we go. We do have, I guess, a fairly large knife. This is almost certainly titanium. So we have a flipper, very cool. L-Max, okay. And this is a prototype. Black washed blade, interesting. Oh, I see we have some sort of new locking system. What on earth is going on with this? This reminds me of the sorry, I'm just trying all the different ways of deploying it. The PLX, and of course the CRKT. It does deploy very nicely, and it falls completely shut when you push that button in there. But what could this be for? What is this? I don't understand what the heck this is. Obviously, we're going to have to figure that out so I can include it in the video. Okay, so I have this taken apart now, and I have it almost completely figured out. This is actually really cool. So according to their Instagram, this is the V-Anchor locking system. And you can see here kind of how this is working. When we push down on the button, and by the way, this was very easy to get into. Literally this piece right here that went on the outside of that pivot. 2 screws right here, T6, and then some T8 body screws, and it just lifted right off. When we push this button over here, what it does is it pushes this up and out of the way of the pivot, allowing the blade to basically drop. And then when the blade is in the open position, this snaps back down and locks it out in combination with everything else that would be holding it in place here. Here's the other side of this scale. Now this is all really cool. This is just an unboxing and first impressions video, and I don't have all the information. But I will have all the information when we do the final review, which will come after I have a chance to carry and use it, and of course gather some additional details. It looks like what they gave me here was an additional V-anchor. Are you guys supplying additional V-anchors with this knife? Because if that's the case, that's pretty cool. I like that. Look how big these look how big these bearing washers are. Okay, now here's the mystery. What the heck is this? It does not look like any other part of the knife. Curiously, though, it is almost a direct match for this piece right here. This is huge and very I have no idea what this is. But it almost matches this shape here on the opposing scale. It will not fit inside of this space, and there's already something sitting in the place that it might go on the other scale. So what on earth is it meant? Let's go ahead and lift this out of here. So I'm not promising we're going to resolve this mystery during this video, but I will go ahead and, yeah, see, it looks like maybe it could go here or something like that. I'm sorry, it's stupid. I'm not holding it where you guys can see it. It looks like, look at that pivot barrel. Good Lord. This has a magnetic system in it right here. That little piece right there, I believe. Yes, you can see it. It's magnetic, which pulls that V-locking system towards it. Really cool. No idea what this is. Vosteed, help! Why did you send me this piece of metal? I have no idea. It won't fit here, right? So I don't know, but that's the beauty of doing videos like this, and it's legitimately the reason that I do unboxing videos like this. It gives the community an opportunity to, you know, potentially help me figure it out. It also gives the opportunity to the designer and manufacturer to explain and communicate in the comments with the rest of the community, which I think is really, really cool and entertaining for a lot of people, very helpful, and then I can put it together in the final review. What I'd like to do now is piece this back together for everyone and kind of demonstrate either the simplicity or complexity of putting it back together, right? Whatever it ends up being. This appears to be captive. Yeah, it has to be because there's a flat spot right there. There we go. And then we want this right here. And I believe, are these identical? Well, one of them does not have a detent ball. It's this one right here. So unless that fell out, right? That's something that we should, Vosteed, if you send an extra piece, right, it's possible that they sent me these just as like, so you know, maybe they didn't expect me to actually open it up and they just wanted me to, you know, demonstrate. But if you do send, you know, extra parts, if this is where the detent ball goes, which I have to assume because it's identical to this piece and there's a detent ball right there, you definitely need to include a detent ball on this one, right? But maybe it's just because I don't have full context on exactly what it is that I'm looking at. So this snaps into place down here, and I can actually show you guys that. This hole, like this little standoff back here, it attaches to this right there. And then that, you can feel the magnetism right there, pushing in. But I think first we probably need the blade on there. So let's put the blade, oh, it looks like these actually face outwards. That means that I have that backwards. So let's put that back on. Face it this way, right? Just judging by, am I stupid? Yep, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I'm just a little bit stupid. Putting things back together is not a graceful process unless you're willing to edit it into a video that makes it look like a graceful process. And I would rather not do that. I would rather just show you guys exactly what I'm experiencing here. So let's put that right there. Now, I believe this will simply go right back on top. Oh, wow, it does. It looks so much more complicated than it actually is. That's all nested there. That's real nice. Okay, so let's take out the T8 bit and we'll use the T6 bit. Just show you guys that that is in fact what I'm using there to put these screws back in right here. And whoops, probably have to get the threads to bite. That would be helpful. And then from what I remember, it's literally just, I mean, the pocket clip is also off, but I don't believe I needed the pocket clip to, you know, keep the thing housed together. I'm not tightening these all the way down because I don't, you know, like I just don't trust. I've never trusted T8 heads ever. I'm sorry that you guys can't see everything. I'm just trying to keep it flat on the table to keep it as safe as possible for me, and then I'll show you everything once I've got it completed. But anyways, I don't like T6 heads in general. You never know exactly what the screw, I mean, how durable the steel is that the fastener is made out of, right? But in general, I just trust a T8 head a little bit more because those teeth seem to bite in a little bit deeper, and there's just more material keeping things from stripping or moving into, well, or damage, becoming damaged, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm just elongating everything that I'm saying here to keep from awkward dead silence while I put this knife back together. I don't do this with every single knife. A lot of people might ask, why don't you do this with every single knife? Well, because most knives that I review have locking systems that we have seen before, right? So there's no reason to do it unless it's a little bit different. This is a locking system that I have not seen before. Man, I really, Vosteed, first feedback, I really wish that you guys would use T8 screws right here, because it's one of those where I'm like kind of teetering between snug and tight, and I'm not sure if I should give it a little more there. Also wondering, we're getting to the point where I'm not sure if we're tight or if we're just snug and I'm stripping things. I don't want to do that, but I trust the T6 bit less. Anyways, so this, okay, it's about what it was, right? You push the button and it drops. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. Okay, so that is far less intimidating than I would have thought just by looking at it. This is their V-Anchor locking system, and the name of this knife will be included down in the description. I seem to remember they were mentioning something about a Kickstarter, so I'll link that if I can, right? It's up to you guys if you want to be a part of that or not. It would make sense given that this is a prototype. Did it come back together solid? Yeah, completely and totally. I was actually a little bit extra there on the spine taps, and it's surviving that, so that's fine. I'll leave it to the other YouTubers who like to really do the destruction testing. All that I require of it is that it can survive that. But it does appear to be a pretty strong system. That's a decent amount of material for a locking system. I am just absolutely perplexed by this. It is the exact same shape. I mean, the exact same shape. So are you guys giving me a sample of the steel that you used to cut this? I don't know. It's probably something really simple and I'm just overlooking it, right? So I will, at this point, right, I've recorded this a couple of weeks before you guys are even seeing it, maybe a week before you're seeing it, but I will have already talked to Vosteed. This video just gives Vosteed an opportunity to come down into the comment section and talk with everybody if they want to. But I think this is pretty neat, and it does exactly what you want it to do, and, whoops, I pushed the button. If you don't put your finger on the button, it is completely solid. Choking up, left-handed, you can disengage it. I know that people are going to bring that up, right? Because the pad of your index finger is right there, right? Is this ambidextrous? No, it's made for right-handed people only. Right-handed people choking up. Your index finger lands right on the button, which means if you're holding it like this, you can disengage it. It's not necessarily a bad design. It means that you need to be cognizant of where your finger is while you're using it, which can be a little bit tricky if you're really cutting hard, right? You push that button down and it can disengage. Choked back here, no problem. So when you're using it, it's this position or this position, keeping your index finger off the button. If you hammer grip it hard, that is a natural position for your index finger and it can disengage. So I'm just pointing out some things, right? Whether or not that's a bad design element, pointing it out tabletop is one thing, but after I carry and use it, then I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more insight on that. But the locking system is definitely cool and definitely different than other things I've seen, right? We've seen magnets in pocket knives before. This is a different implementation of a magnet from what I've seen. I would like to see more magnets in pocket knives. I think that's really cool. A lot of people will point out you can attract metal shavings and things like that to your pocket knife. When we have magnets, that's definitely a downside, right? Ups and downsides to these different systems, but I do like different locking systems and I do like, kind of playing around with them. So this is really cool. Yeah, I'll put the links down in the description. You guys can check it out. Expect a full comprehensive review of this knife and its locking system a couple of weeks down the road from now. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_conflicts. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.